A massive multi-vehicle pileup caused by extreme winter conditions has forced the complete closure of Interstate 80 in southwestern Wyoming, with officials describing the scene as active, hazardous, and evolving. The incident occurred on Tuesday, February 17, 2026, near mile marker 18, between Exit 6, Bear River Drive, and Exit 34, Fort Bridger, near the Utah border. The closure spans over 20 miles of the major east-west freight corridor. According to the Wyoming Highway Patrol, WHP, at least 2 separate large crashes and several smaller incidents occurred almost simultaneously, involving more than 24 vehicles, including numerous commercial semi-trailers. Motorists described the scene as a whiteout, where blowing snow reduced visibility to 0 in seconds. The intense winds and heavy snow made navigating the stretch of interstate impossible, turning the highway into a wall of white. "It was just a whiteout," said Amber Gossard, a motorist who was caught in the middle of the pileups. Emergency crews, including Uinta County Fire and Ambulance and the Wyoming Highway Patrol, are on the scene fighting the conditions to rescue trapped drivers and clear the wreckage. Several injuries have been reported, according to WHP spokesperson Aaron Brown. As of Tuesday evening, there was no immediate confirmed death toll, but the intensity of the crashes has caused significant concern for fatalities. "Crews are working to save lives and clear the road," Brown said, emphasizing that emergency responders are fully engaged in a dangerous environment. This accident is part of a series of crashes caused by a relentless winter storm system. On Tuesday afternoon, a separate 40-vehicle pileup was reported in the Arlington area, northwest of Laramie, involving multiple commercial vehicles. Meteorologists confirmed that the entire I-80 corridor between Evanston and Cheyenne has experienced whiteout conditions, intense winds, and extreme black ice conditions. The Wyoming Department of Transportation, WYDOT, has warned that there is no set timeline for reopening the interstate. Westbound lanes were initially expected to remain closed for 5 to 6 hours on Tuesday evening, but officials are urging travelers to avoid the area entirely. If you are traveling or planning to travel I-80 in this area, please consider delaying your plans or finding an alternate route, the WHP urged in a statement. The incident highlights the extreme danger of I-80 during the Wyoming winter, particularly in high wind zones where blowing snow and black ice make driving conditions treacherous. Meanwhile, Wyoming Highway Patrol have since updated the new estimated reopening time. I-80 from Exit 6 to Exit 34 is expected to reopen around 4 a.m. MST. A multi-vehicle crash has shut down I-80 to all traffic near Evanston. According to a post from Uinta County Fire and Ambulance, crews are actively responding to a multi-vehicle pileup at Milepost 18 on I-80. Due to the crash, I-80 is currently closed between Exit 6 near Bear River Drive and Exit 34 near Fort Bridger. Evanston and Bridger Valley Fire and EMS crews are responding to the pileup, and Uinta County Fire and Ambulance confirmed that they deployed 5 ambulances. However, at this time, they have not disclosed if there have been injuries or the extent of any injuries. On Tuesday, due to the poor weather, Wyoming Highway Patrol stated that they responded to multiple crashes along I-80, with injuries reported in some of those crashes. They asked drivers to be aware of their surroundings and be prepared for delays and to potentially stop. If there are emergency crews, you should slow down and move over whenever possible. Utah's biggest snowstorm of the season has brought high winds, heavy snow, a delay at the airport, and road closures. For about half an hour, all flights were grounded at the Salt Lake City International Airport, while a plow truck was cleaning off the runway for the first time this season, according to an airport spokeswoman. There will be some residual delays at the airport as the snow continues Wednesday afternoon. Airport officials later confirmed with KSL that they've had 17 cancellations and 18 diversions. Travelers were urged to check the status of flights with their respective airlines or at slcairport.com. The Utah Department of Transportation has issued several warnings throughout Wednesday about snow-covered roads and strong winds from Roy to Lehi. Whiteout conditions are possible, and visibility can drop quickly, UDOT warned. Many valley floors across the state were forecast to receive a few inches of snow on Wednesday. By 1 p.m., Salt Lake City had officially received 1.4 inches of snow to snap its streak of days, without at least 1 inch of snow that had started after March 18, 2025. The 337 days are considered a record in some categories, or just shy of a record dating back to 1891, based on missing days in the National Weather Service's record book. Higher totals have been in the mountains and other high-elevation areas. As of 2 p.m., Alta ski area reported that it had received over 2 feet of snow over the past 12 hours, padding to an impressive storm total to nearly 3.5 feet and counting over the past few days. Traction devices are required for the Cottonwood Canyons, and an uphill travel restriction is in place due to congestion in both canyons as of 1:15 p.m. UTA ski buses are experiencing delays of more than an hour in both canyons as well. Parley's Canyon has heavy snow and low visibility, UDOT said, cautioning drivers to be on alert as many slide-offs have already occurred. UDOT encouraged people to avoid the canyon if possible. The National Weather Service also issued several warnings for snow squall conditions in Tooele County and across a large portion of southern Utah. Visibility is low and strong winds mixed with heavy snow can cause dangerous travel conditions. The Utah Avalanche Center issued an avalanche warning on Wednesday at 8 a.m. for the mountains of northern, central, and southwest Utah, as well as southeast Idaho. The danger will rise in certain areas, and the continuing storm will create wind slabs and new snow avalanches, the center said. The Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office also warned those planning to recreate in the higher elevations to be aware of unstable snowpack. The fresh snow in the Cottonwood Canyons has created instability in the backcountry and has increased the risk of avalanches. This winter has created layers within the snowpack that can be unpredictable, Salt Lake County Sheriff Rosie Rivera said in a statement. We want people to enjoy the Cottonwood Canyons, but safety must come first. When conditions are unstable, the smartest decision may be to avoid backcountry recreation altogether. In Cache County, Utah State University canceled afternoon classes starting at 1:30 p.m. due to extreme winter weather conditions. As of Wednesday evening, the university had not indicated if classes on Thursday would be impacted. Further south, University of Utah did not cancel classes, but officials said that its faculty and instructors were advised to move evening classes online, if possible. Meanwhile, a crash occurred on eastbound I-80 in Tooele County, leading to road closures in both directions. According to the Utah Department of Transportation, UDOT, there is a crash at eastbound I-80 at Milepost 80, which is in Tooele County. Due to the crash, the road is closed in both directions. Initial estimates state that the crash should be cleared around 10:39 p.m., though that may be subject to change. Travelers should also expect heavy delays. Lieutenant Cameron Roden, with the Utah Highway Patrol, says a pickup truck was pulling a snowmobile trailer. According to initial reports, the truck appeared to have been caught in the wind and the driver lost control, though UHP is still working to confirm this. The trailer rolled onto its side and is currently blocking both lanes, preventing any traffic from passing. However, Lieutenant Roden says crews are actively working to open up a lane as soon as possible. Additionally, the right shoulder is open. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. Earlier today, UDOT issued a wind advisory on I-80 in Tooele County, with strong wind gusts expected. The wind gusts may exceed 50 miles per hour and will likely last from 8 p.m. Tuesday through 6 a.m. Wednesday. Nearly 24 avalanches were reported across Utah's mountains over the last 24 hours, and several were determined to be human-triggered. The Utah Avalanche Center reported 18 avalanches on Wednesday, 8 of which were human-triggered. This comes after several warnings of increased avalanche dangers across the state, as winter made its return with more than a foot of snow falling on Utah's mountains. Leading up to Wednesday's storm, the Utah Avalanche Center issued an avalanche watch, which was upgraded to a warning the next day. Forecasters said the heavy snow from the storm overloaded widespread fragile layers of weak, faceted snow that formed during the winter dry spell. This setup is well known for producing dangerous, unpredictable avalanches that can be triggered remotely and break much wider and larger than expected, UAC said in a statement. While resorts celebrated fresh snow and powder days, several resorts, including Alta, Snowbird, Park City, and Brighton, announced early closures due to avalanche conditions. Avalanche danger remains high on Thursday, according to UAC. Skiers and others heading into Utah's mountains were advised to avoid all avalanche terrain and to stay off and out from under slopes steeper than 30 degrees. Widespread snowstorms continue to impact road and traffic conditions across Utah from Logan to Cedar City. In response to worsening road conditions, Utah State University announced that afternoon classes at its Logan campus would be canceled. University officials said the cancellation also impacts classes originating from the Logan campus and taken across the state. School offices and student services will remain open, according to USU, but supervisors were encouraged to work with employees to determine the best options for their departments. Please take caution when traveling today and avoid travel if possible, USU said in a safety alert. As the brunt of Wednesday's snowstorm moves across the state, Utah Highway Patrol said crashes have begun piling up. Lieutenant Cameron Roden said Summit County alone reported 35 slide-offs due to the slick road conditions and 14 non-injury crashes. The Iron County Sheriff's Office volunteer posse, whose members work alongside Iron County Sheriff's deputies on a variety of tasks, said its units are out working the storm. In a social media post sharing 2 photos of limited visibility and cars that had slid off the road, the team said conditions were pretty harsh with winds.
Finally, some snow.
Please have your headlights on and slow down, the Iron County Sheriff's Office volunteer posse wrote. Rain showers along the Wasatch Front have started transitioning into snow and sticking to the valley floors. In Ogden, snow started covering neighborhood roads, while slushy conditions began impacting I-15 in Davis and Salt Lake County. Snow also began sticking to local roads throughout the Wasatch Front. Intense, heavy bursts of heavy snow and gusty winds are expected to hit southern Utah as a winter storm continues its path over Utah. The warning was issued for northeastern Washington County, as well as southeastern Beaver County and central Iron County, including Cedar City, Beaver, Enoch, Parowan, Bryan Head, and more. The National Weather Service said it was a dangerous line of snow squalls that could lead to blowing snow and visibility rapidly falling to less than a quarter mile. Travel could become difficult on several Utah highways, include I-15, State Route 21, and State Route 56. Drivers were advised to consider avoiding or delaying travel until the snow squall passes by. If you must travel, use extra caution and allow extra time, the National Weather Service said. Rapid changes in visibility and slick road conditions may lead to accidents. Many of Utah's ski resorts celebrated a powder day after more than a foot of new snow fell in the higher elevations. According to Ski Utah's snow report, ski areas such as Alta, Brighton, Deer Valley, and Solitude all received a foot or more in the last 24 hours.
Oh, man.
Other resorts such as Snowbird and southern Utah's Bryan Head Resort came close, reporting 11 and 10 inches of new snow, respectively.
Someone's having a bad day.
The full report can be found below. The first number indicates new snow, and the second number indicates base level snow. The winter storm is moving more slowly than originally forecasted. The latest data, according to KUTV Chief Meteorologist Lindsay Storrs, shows rain transitioning to snow in the Salt Lake Valley, closer to 10 a.m. rather than the 8 a.m. hour. The cold front just decided to move a little bit slower than we originally thought it would, said KUTV Chief Meteorologist Lindsay Storrs. Storrs said areas such as northern Weber County could see snowfall within the next hour. Utah County would likely see snow in the late morning hours. In the higher elevations, snow is hitting hard. Summit County experienced snow-covered roads and limited visibility with multiple slide-offs reported. By 3 p.m., stores forecasted hit-and-miss snow showers, anticipating the most widespread snow showers happening late morning into early afternoon. Wintry conditions caused major traffic issues in southern Utah as snow covered the roads, causing slide-offs and lowering visibility. Near mile marker 54 on I-15, just south of Cedar City, a semi-truck slid into the median between northbound and southbound traffic. The crash left the semi-truck jackknifed in the snow-covered median, blocking the leftmost lane on southbound I-15. Utah Highway Patrol said the jackknifed semi happened in the same area where another semi slid off the road earlier in the morning. After first responders cleared the first semi, the second semi slid into the median. Mark Garrison with the Utah Department of Transportation said crews are on standby, monitoring conditions across the state, ready to go when needed. "We are prepared and ready to go for this storm. Certainly we have been waiting this season for it," said Garrison. Garrison said that since the storm is a longer-lasting storm, UDOT has set up different shifts for its crews that will respond at different teams as needed. He advised drivers to give snowplows space on the roads to do their jobs, build in extra time into the commute, and leave plenty of space between themselves and other drivers. Lieutenant Cameron Roden said Utah Highway Patrol is not seeing any issues, aside from a crash involving a semi-truck near Cedar City. Meanwhile, UDOT crews are out in the canyons and the Wasatch back in the Park City-Heber City area, where snow has started covering the roads. Traction laws have been implemented for both Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon. UDOT reported the lower parts of the canyon are wet and slushy, while the upper parts of the canyon is seeing snow stick to the roads. More than 28,000 customers woke up without power in the Sandy Draper area of Salt Lake County. Rocky Mountain Power first reported the outage around 3:30 a.m. on Wednesday. A cause for the power outage was not disclosed with Rocky Mountain Power, saying crews were dispatched to investigate. The power company estimated power to be fully restored by 12:30 p.m.
City Airport, where moments ago the airport had shut down due to weather concerns.